Hello everyone and welcome back to a brand new video. So in this video I'm going to be showing you the best settings to use for maximum FPS in Warzone Season 6. Now I understand you love the nvidia filters, but you need to turn them off for maximum FPS. It is hurting your FPS more than you realise, so I do highly recommend, if you are after maximum FPS, then to switch all nvidia filters off. Now without further ado, let's get straight into the video and I will show you the best settings to use. Hello everyone and welcome back. First of all, field of view. I have mine set at 120. You can set yours at whatever you feel comfortable with. I prefer to have more provisional vision. I have my brightness set at around about 55. So let's head over to the graphics. Importantly, what you want to do is make sure your display mode is on full screen. Believe it or not, if you have it on full screen borderless, for instance, it does affect your FPS, so full screen is the best to use. Your display monitor and display adapter, they are all set to according to what monitor and graphics card you have. Your screen refresh rate, you want to put the maximum to what your monitor is designed for. Your render resolution, I have mine set at 100. I do recommend having it set at 100. If you do want a little bit more of an FPS boost, you can drop that down a little bit, but I'd recommend not doing that and leaving it at 100. Now you want to make sure that your VSync is disabled. I have my frame rate limit on unlimited to get maximum FPS. Now your NVIDIA highlights, you want them completely disabled. Your NVIDIA reflex, low latency, you want that on enabled and boost. I see a lot of people running it on enabled. I do highly recommend having it on enabled and boost. And now down to the details and textures. If you are really struggling with FPS, you can put this at low. I recommend leaving it on normal. That's what I normally have mine set at. Your texture resolution, I have mine on normal just because I do recording, but if you want maximum FPS, turn that right down to very low, or I would recommend putting it to low. Don't put it on very low. Nothing looks very clear at all on low. Your texture filter, I recommend leaving it on high, and your particle quality on high. That doesn't really affect your FPS at all. Your bullet impacts and sprays, I have that enabled just from a visual aspect. It doesn't seem to affect your FPS much at all. Your tessellation, you want that as disabled. I find that when you're playing the game, you don't really notice this a great deal, so I would just leave that on disabled. Your on-demand texture streaming, for maximum FPS, I'd put that as disabled. If you want your game to look a little bit better, I would put that on high quality. So your shadow and lighting, everything under this subcategory, I would just have low and disabled. Just turn it all off. It doesn't make a massive difference on how your game looks that I've noticed when you're actually playing the game. So your post-processing effects. First of all, you want your DLSS. You want that disabled. They still haven't sorted this out yet, and it does still cause issues if you have it on anything but disabled, so I highly recommend leaving it as disabled. Your anti-aliasing, I have mine set on Filmmatic Strength. I would recommend, if you're not going too mad on visual quality and more for FPS, I would have that just on normal. If you want to go for maximum FPS and you're not worried about the quality of the game at all, turn that completely off. Just bear in mind that if you do turn that off, you want to put your Filmmatic Strength, you want to put that on 1. I have mine on normal, so I just leave my Filmmatic Strength at 0. Your depth of field, I highly recommend putting that disabled. You don't want any blurriness on the screen at all. Your world motion blur and your weapon motion blurred, I don't know anyone who has this as enabled. It is absolutely horrible, and I don't really know why they've got it implemented in the game, so I just leave mine all at disabled. Your film grain, you want to add 0, and your dynamic resolution, you just want to leave that as disabled. They are the settings that I run for maximum FPS. I hope you have found this video very interesting and helpful. If you have, then make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you in the next video.